What is going on, guys? It is Ahmed, and I am back today with another opportunity for everybody who has not gotten into it yet, and that is ZOM is a ticker symbol, and that is Zomedica. So I'm going to dive into it, but I just want to first off say thank you all so much for all the new subscribers that have been liking the video, commenting, sharing. Really, the channel has just been growing so fast. I just said thank you for 3,000, and now we're at 3,300. So guys, I really appreciate all the support, all of the comments. I interact with every single one, and I want to continue doing that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. So Zomedica, guys, this is another penny stock. Again, it's not in the pharmaceutical industry sector, but it's something that I'm pretty excited about because, again, animal health in general and animals in the United States, especially in the pandemic. So again, I say the United States because that is where I live, but regardless of where you live in the world, animals have been something that people have been adopting and starting to care more for, especially with this pandemic, because we realized, although we can't see other people, we'll still need, we still need family. We still need to be around something to, entertain us. And again, an animal in the U.S. is treated as if it's a family member. Dogs, cats, things alike. Again, if you have a pet, comment down below if you do have a pet. Pets are always super adorable. I actually used to have a pretty severe kind of, I don't know, I guess you could say a fear of dogs. But over time I realized, they're just a very nice creature. And, again, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but guys, I do want to talk about Zomedica today because it is a very exciting company. So again, this is just their main website, but they talk about clinical vets creating products for clinical vets. So think about that for a second. So the people who are developing this product are clinical veterinarians. So again, they made this product to help fellow vets in the diagnosis of two certain diseases. So when I say the products, there's some in the pipeline, but the one I'm specifically talking about is the True Forma. So this is going to be actually live and going to be used at different vet clinics starting as soon as March is their launch for their product. So what does that mean for Zomedica and their company? So again, what the True Forma is going to be used for is going to be for the diagnosis of thyroid disease in dogs and cats and adrenal disease in dogs specifically. So guys, hypo and hyperthyroidism, two things that affect humans all across the world. It's something that I see in the pharmacy quite a bit. As a pharmacist, I do have patients that I see, and I also do dispense medications for pets as well. Mainly antidepressants because, again, unfortunately, we do see that in our pet population. But again, it's unique because as pharmacies, we don't only dispense medications for humans, but also for animals. So I do have some pet patients actually that I see, which is pretty cool if you ask me. But again, the reason that I'm very excited about the True Forma is it's a point of care test. So point of care testing in general is something that has been massively adopted in the last few decades. So a long time ago, for example, I'm just going to show you guys an example that we have in our own pharmacy, is that you have point of care testing for diabetes, right? A long time ago, to get an A1C, which is again a way to kind of look at an average blood sugar for a patient, you'd have to draw their blood, send it to a lab, wait a little while, it could be up to a few days before you get the results back to you as the provider, which then you can have that discussion with the patient. Now with point of care testing, you get instant results, instant gratification. So again, especially for things like warfarin patients, for example, we'll do a blood sample, we'll look at their INR, which is the international normalized ratio, which kind of looks at, again, if their blood is where it should be. We get a number and we give that instant result for that patient. And patients really, really like that. So imagine being a pet owner. Pet owners want this as well. Again, taking your pets to the vet clinic is already expensive, but with the True Forma, it just mitigates one less step in that process. So point of care testing is something that I am very, very excited about for the future. I think at some point, the majority of tests are going to be point of care, where you just take a quick sample, do your test right then and there, and then you get your result. So guys, the True Forma is going live, which is going to make this company, and for those of us who are invested early, very, very happy in the short run, because again, this is all going to happen in the next few months. So guys, again, that's why I'm bringing this on. There are some things in the pipeline for Zomedica as well. So as you can see here, the diagnostic pipeline, they have a few different things. So the True Forma, as we said, it's going through validation. That's for the thyroid and adrenal disorder immunoassay. They also have the ZM02, the 020, which again, it's a point of care pathogen detection platform. So guys, with urine and fecal testing, instead of sending your urine or fecal of your pet, to a lab to get it checked out, this potentially is gonna be able to check for those things right there, point of care. Guys, that is huge, because again, a lot of pets go through, different, they eat the wrong foods, they might have things like tapeworm, et cetera, et cetera. So whatever pathogen it might be, bacterium, they can use this test to look at it and then go on and pretty much diagnose something right then and there. And then last but not least, the Canine Cancer Liquid Biopsy platform. So again, this is pretty far along. It's in the validation phase. So pretty much the assay's already been developed. It's already been verified, just like the True Pharma, which is going live in a couple months. This is right there with it for the liquid biopsy platform. So guys, another thing to look at is, unfortunately, just like humans, pets also do develop cancers, and so this is a way to at least diagnose a couple different types. The osteosarcomas they have, and hemangiosarcoma. Can barely pronounce that. But again, guys, it's in the validation phase. The market launch is coming soon. So please, please, please keep ZOM or Zomedica on your radar. Let's just look at the price action real quick. So today, it's had a run up. So I was put on display actually it was yesterday or the day before, and I bought in about 40 cents, being 100% transparent. I am no financial advisor, nor am I doing this for medical advice. Of course, I'm no vet or veterinarian, but again, just letting you guys know about the plays that I'm looking at. So I don't like technical analysis too much because, again, that's not my thing, but people were saying around the 40 cent mark was the strong resistance point that we had to beat before bulls would be kind of overtaking the stock. So guys, I think we broke the 40 cent resistance today, and not only did we break it, but we've kind of been staying afloat throughout the entire day, throughout the entire trading market day. So guys, keep Zomedica on your radar. If it's not on your portfolio, potentially buy in, because if we look at the 5-day, it went up to 50 cents. We did see a pullback, but it didn't pull back to previous lows, or again, previous highs, It went and consolidated on the 39 to 40 cent mark. So that means there's strong support in that area. So guys, again, not a financial advisor, but please, 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 everyone, especially thank you for all of you who have been commenting about ZOM, Zomedica. Please do an analysis or look at Zomedica and talk about it, because after reading into it, I am very excited about this company. Because again, I'm not buying this for the short term swing trade, none of that. I bought a few thousand shares because it's so cheap. So why not? So I did get in. And again, it's high risk. It's a penny stock, guys. The market cap for this company is $266 million. But with the way that the pandemic created, this new market for the people who are interested in buying pets, I think that this is going to be huge. And again, just looking at, for example, Petco, a $4 billion valuation at their IPO. Again, that's where you go for all things pet. You can even actually purchase pets from Petco. They also have, I looked at some statistics. So number of U.S. households that own a pet and a type of animal. So for example, 42.7 in millions own a cat, 63.4 million households own a dog. Guys, just those two numbers alone, let's think about that for the total addressable market. Something that we always have to take in mind before we invest into a company is when we look at revenue projections to verify those things, what does it look like in the short term, in the long term, and for the future? So it looks like there is quite a bit of pets out there. And again, we'll take a percentage of that for pets that actually get diagnosed with certain thyroid disorders. So actually, they don't look at those statistics specifically, but you can do your own research, look into it, because again, it's going to be a subset of the population, of course, maybe even under 10%, under 5%, who knows? But again, that's still pretty significant enough to make me think I want to buy into this company now before I see it fly, and I don't want to go back and say, man, oh man, I should have bought in when I made that video or when I heard about it at the 40 cent range. So again, guys, very excited about ZOM. And for all of you that stayed till the end, I do want to mention how to put a stop loss on your purchases. So a lot of people have been asking me, your pop, how do you put a stop loss on your orders? Or how do you put a trailing stop loss? So guys, I'm just going to use this as an example here. So Non-Metrics Biopharma, it's something that I bought into just for kicks and giggles. I made a video about it because I thought it was, it has some potential. So I bought a few shares, a couple hundred. But again, how do you set a stop loss? So I'm on Robinhood because, again, this is not my main platform. I prefer Webull. So again, for whatever brokerage you use, you can do this, set a stop loss or a trailing stop loss. But all you do is you come here to the sell area. So you can see it says you can buy an MTR if you want to buy more shares or sell. Now, what most people do is they'll put the price that they want to sell at and then click the review order and go ahead and sell right then and there. But guys, say you want to do a trailing stop loss because just in case you fall asleep, or you wake up late in the morning, or you're at work because you work a 9 to 5 just like me, and you don't have time to stare at the market all day because again, that's not healthy regardless. Unless you're a day trader, that's what you do for a living, so be it. But guys, setting a stop loss is huge because in case there was ever a day that the market crashed or the market went red, this stops you from losing the financial gains that you made on a stock. So again, instead of sell, you're going to use this drop down menu. Robinhood just makes it pretty user friendly. And there's this trailing stop order versus a stop limit order and a stop loss order. So a trailing stop order I think is pretty significant because it's percentage. So how does it work? So say I made 100% gains on a penny stock that I buy, this 9 metrics biopharma. It went to $2.68 and I'm very happy with the gains that I made. Now, I don't want this to fall back down, guys. And unfortunately, sometimes penny stocks do because they're so volatile. So what I'll do is I'll set a percentage of how much money I'm willing to lose from the highest that it's at right now and the highest that it'll ever be, and then for me to take profits. So once a stock doubles, I think it's always a good idea to maybe even just put in a 5% stop loss. So that means my stock doubled that I bought. It sold off a little bit, right? Or it aggressively sold off. So instead of 5%, say you put a 10% stop loss. So what that means is if it drops 10% from the highest that it ever reaches, your stock will automatically sell. Now, for some of us who are up 10x on a stock, 1,000%, a 10% trailing stop loss doesn't really make sense. Maybe we'll do a 20%, or maybe we'll do a 15%, right? So you can adjust this number to whatever you want, and then you can put the amount of shares you want to sell and liquidate at that trailing stop loss percentage. So here, for this one, let's just say we'll do 150 shares because again, what I've showed you guys, I own 238 of this specific stock. So if you want to do that, you can do all the shares, etc. But guys, the reason that I always mention the trailing stop losses on every single video is because so many people get so upset because they lost all the money that they made on a stock because they don't set trailing stop losses. Anytime I buy a stock that I know is volatile, that I'm up on, I won't set a trailing stop loss right away. Because again, you want to make sure you actually have gained the profit you want to, then you want to set this, guys. Very, very important. So please, please, please pay attention, rewind, rewatch, re-listen, because again, it's very simple, just 2 steps. Come to the sell tab, go to the drop down, trailing stop order, and you can do this on any platform. TD Ameritrade, I use that as a brokerage, Webull, whatever it might be, trailing stop order, percentage that you're willing to drop before selling out all your shares and liquidating them, the amount of shares that you want to put in, and then, you could do it good till canceled or good for a day. So if your order doesn't execute, it'll expire at market close for trailing stop losses, or good till it's canceled. It'll expire in 90 days. So in the next 90 days, you can have peace of mind and say, oh man, I am so happy. I will not lose the money I gained because I have a trailing stop loss set for my Zomedica shares, my JAGX, Jaguar Health, my 9 meters biopharma, my plug, my fuel cell, whatever it is that you're bought in, my GIK, all these SPACs that are volatile. Because now I know I've made my gains. I'll lose at maximum 10% of them, 5%, and I'm happy with that. And if it liquidates, you'll get a notification on your phone. And guess what? Now you've sold, wait for more of a pullback and buy right back in. And that's how you don't lose money on the stock market after you gained money. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you all. Sorry to keep this video kind of long, but I think everyone kind of wanted to see this. So I'm happy that I could share it with you. Comment down below if you have any questions. Please like and subscribe. I have really been appreciating all the love and support. And until next time, keep investing.